This is a ThinkPad T440p, and it's this thick. It's got removable battery. It's got USB 2, I'm guessing. It's got a disk drive. It's got other more different USB super speed. I think that's a SIM card slot. There's the mini display port. This is VGA, I'm guessing. Is it? I'm too young. Anyways, it's a thick-ass laptop, and one of the last generations of laptops to have socketed CPUs, if I'm not mistaken. Alright? If you want, you can replace these things. And look at this. The full kit and caboodle with the frickin' nipple. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see it on screen, but it has some grade A gooch going on. So I shall plug this in, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna install Gentoo Linux. The charger port is actually here at the back. It's this proprietary Lenovo charger thingy. Dude, don't you love how the battery sticks out like that? This is some serious junk. The keyboard does feel pretty nice. Okay, first problem. It is not currently charging, even though it is very much plugged in. As you can see, it will go no further. The cable is plugged in over there, and yet, nothing. It did flash when I did this last time. This is really hard to do with one hand. Hold on a second. So now, if I plug it in, if I manage to do it with one hand, oop, do you see that? It flashed. But it's not actually really charging. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Also, you gotta appreciate the German keyboard. Pause 1. Ende. Einfügen. Entfernen. Steuerung. Alt Grrr. Druck. Steuerung. Bild. Build. Okay, I booted up my buddy's Windows install. Windows! Don't worry, I just did it to see if we were actually charging. And apparently this light means on, but it doesn't turn on if you're charging. It just blinks once when you start doing it. Also, another jump scare. Big enter. Don't worry, we'll get rid of this window very soon. Not that one. This one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, can you see the gooch now? What a great meal. So, here we are with the most cursed recording setup you've ever seen. Incredibly long table, because else the camera can't fit in front of the ThinkPad. I'm gonna be just etching this, and then, you know. I have now acquired a minimal live installation CD. So, let's see how that goes. But first, we need to clean the gooch. Some of that is just caked on there, dude. Holy cow. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I have killed him. I have massacred. Actually, I think he just came off. You go right back in there. Let's go. Oh yeah. Well, that's working actually very well. Just a little microfiber cloth and a little bit of water, and look at you. Alright, so one extendo USB will go into the USB slot, and I shall press the power button, and the system will boot on. Okay, let's not dox my little buddy. Apparently I need to be quicker on this. So I'll just kind of mash F2 and delete here. Nope. Can you please herunterfahren? I think I'll... Oh, yep, that looks good. This is not good. Is it F10 maybe? It's telling me to have patience. Really? Really, Windows? Oh, there we go. I just want to go into BIOS. It's crazy that I have to do this via Windows. Is it bypassing this via like fucking fastboot or whatever? That is not what I wanted. I don't think. Oh Lord. This is not what I wanted. Storage test, run all, system information. There we go though. So ThinkPad T440p, I can't speak. We got an Intel Core i7-4800 MQ, 2.7 gigahertz. That's a 4-core CPU. Yeah, there we go, 4 cores, 8 threads. I mean, I like the system information screen, but press Y for yes. Oh, hit once the Z on the German keyboard. To interrupt normal startup, press enter. I want to interrupt normal startup. I want to go into BIOS. Please don't give me this. There it is, my old buddy. Okay. I just want to change the boot priority. Where do I do that? Boot mode? Option key display, boot device, list F12 option. When supervisor enters setup. Aha. Secure boot. I mean, I'm guessing I have to turn that off. Oh, it is off. Okay. So it's F12 to boot device list F12 option. Invoke a pop-up boot device list. Okay, I'm not allowed to do that apparently. I'm guessing I have to be the supervisor to enter. Beep and alarm. Fingerprint. Top priority of the boot priority order when waking from LAN. But then, how do I just change the boot order? Or how do I be supervisor? Anti-theft. Secure boot. Oh my god. I thought this was just the name. This is a freaking boot menu. Oh my god. Fedora. Does it think the Gentoo stick is Fedora? USB HDD general USB flash disk. So let me move that up. Or how do I move things up? Oh, plus and minus. Oh lord. Where's the plus on the hold on. So now that should work. I could not find the plus. I mean it's here. But didn't do anything. The BIOS expects you to have a US keyboard. Sorry, Germany does not exist. Anyways, save and exit, I would say. Yes. So we should see a Gentoo something, and I should probably pull up the guide somewhere. So, first of all, why are we in Windows? Second of all, why are you in Windows? I did not tell you to go into Windows. What? How do you... I hate laptops. It's so hard to power you off. I think I powered off completely now. Lord, jeez Christ, okay. F1 to BIOS. Okay, let's go into boot. There we go, okay. Minus should be where the dash is, right? So here? No, it's not working. It's not this, it's not this. I mean, if I just move everything else down, then we're fine. All I gotta do is do this. So now USB HDD general USB flash disk is the first option. So save and exit. I don't think it's recognizing it as bootable for some reason, even though it should be UEFI. Oh, Gentoo. Yes. Hold on, I will pull up the Gentoo install guide. You can see there's things happening, and the resolution is quite okay. It wants me to enter a key map. I am going to move you a little closer. Can you see that little prompt? Can I zoom in, please? No? Control? Okay, hold on. I gotta make the font bigger. I can't set font. I'm just gonna show you what I have right now. Thank you for using Gentoo Linux. To start an SSH server, blah, blah, blah. So we are, just like Arch Linux, in a live install CD. And it apparently already has Network Manager. And a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, no, I need the guide. So apparently, it is supposed to detect a whole bunch of stuff. We have a mouse cursor. That is insane. I mean, I'm guessing the ThinkPad family is like very well supported in Linux, because there's a lot of people using Linux ThinkPads out there. Do we even have set font? We do apparently. I can't tab though, and it gives me a lovely beep if I try to. Shit, how do I set font? Set font, help? Where's the dash? Dash help? That's not right. But it is telling me default 8x. No. Output full font console map Unicode map console double force reset verbose version help. Oh crap. Where is that? It's in Etsy somewhere, right? Oh, I cannot read any of this. Hold on. I'm trying to make it better. It's not here. Okay, I don't know if this friggin' install comes with any fonts, so you'll have to bear with me a little bit here. Let's try and use links. Gentoo.org handbook. It is all caps, AMD 64. Don't worry, I know this is an Intel machine. That's not what this means. Oh my god. Of course, we don't have any network drivers. Welcome to links. Let's go back Alt-F and F1 to the original console. Anyways, I have it pulled up here behind me. What does IW show? WLP9S0. So there is a Wi-Fi adapter in here, and it does detect it. And then if we hit link, it should just show us not connected. Not connected, there we go. Can I just run net-setup? Probably not. Oh lord, okay. My network is wireless, and it's WPA2. Please enter your SSID, it's the DIN. It is plain text, so I will blur it out. But it should. I am gonna be amazed if this just works. That, and then that, and then that. And that should be okay. Oh, no way it was this easy. This was easier than Arch. Once it's starting the DHCP-CD. Adding address, adding route, adding default route. Renew, rebind, expire. Type ifconfig. Ifconfig. That looks right. Hold on. Can we just ping google.com? No friggin' way. That was incredibly easy, and I can't hit Control C, please. Control C. Oh, Lord. Okay. How do I get... Oh, I was hitting... Sorry. I was hitting, fun. I was hitting the fun key. It's not the fun key, I can tell you that. Well, we have Wi-Fi, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't even need to mess with any DNS settings or anything, because we're just using DHCP-CD. So, I was told this was the most bare bones. I was ready to, like, have to do a lot more setup here. But essentially, we are ready to install the operating system, question mark? And for after we do, I do have some neat little stickers planned. Can I just do fdisk-l, L? And as you can see, we have dev SDA with a Microsoft reserved and a Microsoft basic data and a Windows recovery environment partition scheme. And we have SDB, which, what is SDB? Oh, that's the USB flash disk. I was a little confused at the types here, but so we can, just like Arch Linux, we can make a new partition table, which we will do G for GPT partition table. And I did not even know you could make a new Sun partition table. That is very interesting, and Iris too. That is nice. Now we want G. N for a new partition. We want to make this partition number 1, and we are going to say default 2048, that is correct, and we're going to say plus 1 gigabyte. We want to make this an EFI partition, so that is just type 1, and then that is partition number 2, and the first sector is the default, and then we will use, let's be generous, let's use 4 gigs now. Oh Lord, my chair. Okay, 4 gigs, and then T to 19. So we want that to be 19. And now we can make the rest just the file system. So we will hit default and then default again. So 233.5 gigabytes. And we want to change its type to x86-64. And then we can print the partition table to have a little peek at devsda1 for the EFI, devsda2 for the Linux swap, and devsda3 for Linux root file system. We should just be able to write, and then, so we want mkfs.vfat f dev sda1. That should be correct. And so now we need mkfs.ext4 for our main file system. And now it is formatting, erasing all that dirty Microsoft data. And then we can mxswap for make swap, and then swap on. And then we want to mount that mint. We should now go into cd mint, and then Gentoo, and then we should do a little date to make sure that it is correct. It is November 5, 7 p.m. We spent 6 days just connected because I had to do other stuff and I didn't have time to set this friggin' thing up. So there we go. 6 days doing nothing but being connected. So what do we gotta do? Compile the operating system. What I could technically do is just connect my actual keyboard, which is right over there, which is even more scuffed. But hey, I could then do this. USB super speed. Come on. Oh my lord. I can actually type. Like that, so you can kind of see me type. I don't think I've ever filmed anything more cursed than what we're doing here. We want to go to links, https, gentoo.org, mirrors. I can't move with, okay, move with the arrow keys, J and K do nothing. Minimal installation CD, I have that. I guess I just hit download on one of these, huh? 2025-11-9, that sounds pretty good. Save to file. Okay. I don't exactly understand the point of the minimal installation CD if I'm recommended to then install a stage file. Because to my understanding, stage files were like pre-made stages in that sense. So like they already have an init system, they already have stuff like that set up. But since I need to get this thing working. So I might at some point come back and do this all from scratch if there's more scratch to even scratch. But like, I don't know, man. Let's just install stage 3 OpenRC. Then I still have to get X, I still have to get i3, and I have to get all my editing shit. And luckily, I do have like a list of packages that I really need. Because what I need Vim, and by Vim I need NeoVim. I have a list of my config files that I can just download. I need LazyGit. I need well, Git itself and all the dependencies and shit, of course. And then I just need Clang. So it is here. Stage 3, ARM64, OpenOSC, tar.xz. And that, my friends, is going at a pace that I did not know that the screen refreshed at. That is quite impressive. And then we should be able to just chroot mount gentoo bin bash. No, we're not. Failed to run command bin bash exec format error. And bash is right there. I don't know if you can see that. ls-l mount gentoo bin bash gives me read write executable write. And there is proc and there is dev, so that's not the problem. Oh no, am I on a 32-bit kernel? Where was that download? So it's ARM. Why is it ARM? Oh my friggin' god. The letters are so tiny that I thought that said AMD. This says ARM. Okay, buddy. Let's do the first step again, huh? And there we go again. And I hope that just overwrites everything that was compiled for ARM64. I think I just made the root file system 1777. Anyways, so mount dev SDA, we want to fdisk-l to make sure that those are right, but I think we should just be able to mount dev SDA1 to /EFI, and that is the EFI system, and then mount dev SDA1 /boot, and merge web rsync. And as I understand it, emerging is just compiling from source. And now what we can run is we can say mirror select -i-o and put that into etc portage make.conf. Okay, that is freaking cool, buddy. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, we're here. This should update all the packets. Ooh! Okay, that's cool. Whatever that symbol is. Ultimate Linux Solutions uls.co.za. Okay, there is a whole bunch of stuff in documentation about profiles, and this is what I thought I did not want by installing a stage file, because I literally just want to use i3. I don't use anything else. I have i3, and I have a little tiny status bar up in the top, and that gives me just everything I need. And then, you know, I use the keyboard, I like open up my stuff, I move around my stuff, I use everything on the keyboard. I don't really use the mouse, except for games and like casual browsing and shit. Don't look at the cheesy ass wallpapers. You do not want to see my other ones. But yeah, I don't want a desktop environment. I don't want to use KDE, I don't want to use GNOME, I don't want to use, it's not bloatware, but I don't want to use their specific application software. I don't want to use Wayland for anything. I just want to use an X server and i3 on top of it. And then to make it look good, I use PyCom, and that is literally it. Give you a little shot here of my setup as well. It's kind of cool, and there's my microphone. Anyways, we were installing Gentoo. That's what we were doing. So let's keep installing Gentoo. So eSelect profile list, and we popped that into less for some reason. Oh, because there's a lot. Okay, there's 51. So we're on the stable one. There is a system D. There's a desktop system D, desktop gnome, blah, blah, blah. Wow, you can change. Oh lord, this is fucking cool. You can configure a variable to allow or disallow software based on which license it has, like GPL compatible, OSI approved. So that is insane. That is really cool. But I don't want to limit what I use based on the license right now. So we have to edit make.conf, accept license. How do I use fucking nano? I would just want a new line. Man, why can't I just hit O? Everything's so much easier in Vim. And now we can run the portage command again, and we see that everything is there. ls-l user share zone info. We are getting into the stuff that I know to do from Arch Linux, which is configuring like your time zone and shit, and then your clock and whatever. And then so we want Berlin ln-sf And then locale generation, of course. How do you search for stuff with emerge? Emerge, can you just like emerge nvim? There are no evils to satisfy nvim. Maybe I can just grab vim for now. Just so we don't have to use nano. This is pretty ironic since most people do the inverse. They grab nano so they don't have to use vim. I'm surprised the base install does not even come with VI. The fan is spinning, for those who were wondering. Guys, I don't know how I'm gonna make this video watchable, because look at this. As you can see nothing. You know, I did spend some money, and I wanted you guys to have nicer audio quality, and I bought this lav mic, because I thought I can get the lav mic first. My phone still has a jack input, so I could just jack it on my phone, and then talk through here. The problem is that it doesn't get recognized by my phone, by no camera app, and I tried. So you guys are hearing the phone audio, which is great. But I can buy receivers for these, but these are expensive, right? This is a Rode lav mic. This is quite nice. It was $40 from an Amazon warehouse deal, but the actual receiver for it is like $200. So yeah, there is that. I do want to get one. They're not cheap. And I do have a nice mic way over there, but like I can't use that unless I'm recording with like a capture card and shit. And like, I guess I could be using it. And now you guys can hear my lovely voice. I'm never going to do that ever again. Anyways, I have to be at the university in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I would love to have a working laptop by then that I can use, you know? Vim is now available. Woo! We have Vim. And do we have fast fetch? Is that a thing? We do! Oh, I'm so excited. You know, this is the only moment I've been waiting for. Needless to say, updates will not be as simple as just running yay, which I can do on my host machine. And by host machine, I mean my daily driver, right? My Arch Linux install. So part of the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to see whether Gentoo would be something that I would want to switch to from Arch, just for fun, because I really enjoy Linux. And I don't know, it's like a community thing, right? Like, why do you use Arch Linux? Because you like to tinker. And so I'm just gonna try out and see how OpenRC feels, for example. The other thing that I struggled a lot with, which I don't think is going to change on Gentoo, because this is a total just Linux in general thing, is the whole audio situation. I installed DaVinci Resolve, right? Luckily, the AUR has a way for you to download, because you need to get the zip from Blackmagic. You cannot just build it from source, right? You need to get with all the files from Blackmagic, and then you can build it with all this AUR stuff around it that enables you to just hit a button and then basically build it, right? Which is nice. But audio wasn't working. So I tried everything, and like it turns out there's a whole thing going on, because I use Pipewire, which is like the newest state-of-the-art like sound server that Linux has that needs to have compatibility with Pulse Mixer, Pulse Audio, which used to be the state-of-the-art sound server that Linux has that everybody used. And then there's ALSA, right? Because that's just the old way. But ALSA needs you to hand over like complete control of one sound card to one application, which is not feasible. But then Pulse Audio worked on top of that. And for some reason, Pipewire now works on top of that. And then you have to wire things basically that use ALSA to use Pulse Audio, which then uses Pipewire, because if you just wire it to Pipewire, it doesn't work. And like, welcome to Linux. You know what I mean? But that was really the only big problem I had. Apart from that, like my modern Linux experience has been absolutely fantastic on Arch Linux. So there's just a lot of things that just work really well, not out of the box, but basically out of the box, if you just get another box, you know what I mean? And I rambled and I rambled and I rambled, and we're still installing fast fetch. Okay, I think we're at 100% here. Consolidating compiler or something. MS Build. That is literally Visual Studio. Did we build CMake from scratch? But we were using CMake, so I don't know. But MS Build is a Visual Studio thing, and that would only make sense to be in here because we were using something like a build system. So I think we just built CMake from scratch. I hope I never have to do that again, because that took a friggin' while. So do we now have the fast fetch? Okay, we're there. Gentoo Linux x86-64, sorry, on a 20AMN009AGE ThinkPad T440p. I think that's all the letters. And Open Camera does not want to focus for some friggin' reason. Anyways, it is the first official sign that I am doing stuff on Gentoo. And I just love fast fetch, man. Like, fast fetch is way better than NeoFetch because it's fast. Now we want to configure the kernel. When we eventually finish installing Gentoo and I could just run this thing without the USB in, I am going to put this on. I'm going to put the sticker on there. And I think I would like to wait until our first, so to say, blue screen. I don't really know if that's going to happen though, so I'm just going to put this on the laptop anyways. Compressing a bunch of files. Look at how fast it is. This is probably really slow, but hey, I just love terminal output. What can I tell you, man? I'm a nerd at heart. I just love terminal output. To build a kernel with Gentoo patches from source, type emerge -kernel Gentoo kernel. Yes, we're finally doing it. Recompiling the kernel. It's not just a joke anymore. Oh hell yeah. Dude, I'm like totally recompiling the Linux kernel from scratch right now, man. Bro, look at me, I got my ThinkPad. I'm compiling the Gentoo Linux kernel on it. Unironically, man, it's like so cool. I'm losing my mind. I mean, you really got, you got two extremes of the evil, you know? Get interrupted with a, would you like to update right now? And then it's not even a question. It's just like, we have to update right now. I don't care if you're on NASA's space mission. The other extreme is like, oh fuck, sorry, I have to patch this like security bug, but like, oh my god, I need to compile a kernel from scratch to do that. So there you go, that's your two genders. The two genders of computer scientists. Can I even call them that? Can I even call us that? Computer scientists? Computer science people. Comp sci student people. Persons. It's the femboy with the thigh-high socks and the Gentoo Linux install. It's the slightly skinnier femboy with the Arch Linux install. And there's also the macho guy who's like, I want money. I'm building an Electron app. And I'm a front-end and back-end developer. And I know how to use JavaScript. About the women, I don't know. I can't really speak for them. It's just like looking at clouds at this point. I'm starting to see patterns in the spaces in the text. I could have been playing Skyrim, you know? I can't even tune this fucking guitar. I only have a phone tuner, and the phone is currently in use. Oh fuck. It's slightly out of tune. Hopefully if I play it bad enough, I won't get DMCA'd. Wonderwall by Oasis. I've had an entire like breakdown concert and this is still going on. What the fuck? I'm gonna like start writing a song soon. I don't fucking know anymore, man. What the hell? I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know. Is this like compiling every single Linux version? I've had projects take a long time to compile, but like not this long, you know what I mean? It's 15:47 in the goddamn day, and I don't know when I'll be done. Well, I'll be damned. We're done. It is now 17:21, so probably 2 hours and a half. 2.5 hours have gone by, I think. Jesus Christ, I just want to be done. Okay, grub install. Okay, no errors reported. Grub -make config. So now we should be fine. User add -m-g users wheel audio s bin bash mindy. I can just hit reboot and I can just take the USB stick out. And if so, then it has definitely deserved these 2 stickers. I'm ready to remove the stick. I have now removed the stick. I don't want to interrupt normal startup. Please, I want this to work. And I just want this to boot, and it's looking really good. Whew. Yeah, Gentoo Pad login. We still have our software, we still have Vim, we still have Fast Fetch, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call this a win. We are back once again, running another curse setup, because it is now currently sitting on my NAS. Because we don't have networking. So I have it connected via LAN in the back, and ETH0 should actually be connected. However, I'm not seeing it. I am not even seeing ETH0. WLP 4S0 is not really starting either. Sudo DHCP CD. No interface have a carrier. Crap! Okay, I think I need to grab the live install CD again. Okay, I got the CD, quote unquote, so to say. But hold your horses, I might still be getting networking. I'm still trying to figure out this whole like IW versus ifconfig versus all of the other things. What's the more different? But apparently, I would just run IP address and we can see that we are actually connected and I can actually emerge. And I found out I can emerge, I should be able to emerge NeoVim. It was called NeoVim, not NVim, and there it is. And oh lord, that's gonna take a bit, huh? But as you can see, we are getting files from the network. And when we eventually do, and we set this up properly, and I can use NeoVim, and I could be on the internet, on the Wi-Fi, then I'm gonna put on these stickers, and that will be the last thing that we do. Oh lord, it's installing the entirety of Python. I should have figured. So how do I get the friggin' wireless to go? Okay, ignore the phallic-shaped rug. After much tinkering and much configuring and much everything, I am now running WPA CLI, which is an agent that can help you configure WPA supplicant, which will in turn be able to connect me to WPA2 networks. Now, look, it's my network. My network's the den. Ignore the neighbors that are called holy fuck we're online. Isn't it glorious? As you can see, everything detected. We've got an IP address and we're pinging google.com. I don't know what's happening with my accents. Anyways, I'm really excited. I got networking. There is no cable attached to this except for the big ass fucking battery. There's nothing poking out of this. No need for this. Nothing. It was just pure Gentoo wizardry. Everything works. The touchpad works, I think. At least it used to work in the live CD. I don't think. Ooh, I almost forgot. I need to do this. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm trying to do this with one hand. As long as I can kind of get it. I want to get it on screen. That's the thing. I want to kind of line it up like that. I think I got it. Doesn't that look nice? Oh, it's a crap. Don't look at that. Nobody cares. It's fine. It's fine. Does that look cheesy? It does look cheesy. It only looks cheesy because I'm missing more stickers. What even is technology, dude? Like, okay, like this works, right? But like, how did we get here? I recorded the whole thing on my phone because the only thing I got, right? I got my phone and this webcam, and that's all I got. I don't got nothing else, and I got this microphone, right? I was really trying, okay? Like, you can see the janky recording setup in the background. I mean, I made it work, right? But like, some of the videos, and some of the audio is, and like, you can't even tell what I'm doing. I have a working ThinkPad with stickers on it, and it works, and I can use it as a hat. It performs its intended purpose as a hat. Anyways, yeah, support me so I can buy like a microphone and a camera, stuff that you use to make videos, you know?